G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Today I'm reviewing the Sofirn SC33. Let's check it out. Alrighty, so here's the light up close, but we will be taking a lengthy look at that. So before we do that, let's look at the box. So SC33, tail switch powered, 5200 lumen max output, 327 meters max throw distance. It is USB-C type charging and it has an IP68 water rate. Now, on the back, it's just going to give you a very simple specifications graph. So you've got here your turbo, high, medium, low, and eco mode. As I said, I will go over all that. Good to see the 1 meter drop resistance and IP68 on the back as well. It gives you the weight and the measurements, which I'll do anyway, but I hate how companies say 110 grams without battery, for example. Now, someone correct me if I'm wrong, or someone tell me if I'm being crazy, but why would you want to know the battery, the weight of the torch without the battery? When are you going to use the torch without the battery? When are you going to use the torch without the battery? You can't use the torch without the battery. So why the heck do I care what the weight is without the battery? Just weigh it with the battery and then give me that weight. I just don't understand why companies do that. Okay, that was a little bit of an escalation with my emotions. I shouldn't get so emotional about this, but it just really, really bothers me because how much time and effort could it really take for a company to weigh the light with the battery, or even weigh the light and then weigh the battery and do some simple maths to then give me on the box the weight of the light with the battery? So anyway, I'm going to weigh it with the battery and we'll find out how much more it weighs with the battery than 110 grams. Now, inside the box, how do we do this? Okay, oh, great. So also, love it how it says this. So S33, I've got the black edition. I've got the LED emitter in 6000 to 6500K, and the emitter is an XHP 70D-high. Thank you very much. Now, in the box, we will get the Sofirn user manual. We will get a lanyard with 2 spare O-rings in there. Thank you. And we will get a Type-C charging cable, which will charge in there. And look at that, very, very deep. Nice to see how deep it is. Okay, so now let's check the light out. And if we start right at the bezel there, we have a nice, I'm guessing, stainless steel. Would you call this a tactically or a strike bezel? It's definitely borderline. Okay, I'm going to say it's a strike bezel. I think it does protrude that little bit extra that you could call it a strike bezel. Wouldn't recommend striking anyone with it, but definitely I would say that, yeah, it's a strike bezel. Now, there's the orange peel reflector and the LED emitter, which puts out a whole lot of light. Very large emitter too. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Now, on the head, we've got some nice patterns. You could also suggest they are heat sinks as well. A nice heat sink ring around here. We will test the heat though. Sofirn SC33 written on the neck. Now, if I just turn it on, there is your battery level indicator. So green is very good. Anything else like red is a no bueno and you better charge it up. Love the pocket clip, nice and tense, quite deep carry as well. So if you can see there, it'll go all the way up to that area. Not much will be left, probably a really nice amount will be left out of the pocket, which is nice. Body feels good, doesn't feel too, it's not too sharp. It does feel grippy, feels good in the hand. If I just hold it, yep, feels great in the hand. Really, really nice, sturdy, nice action with the tail clicky. Let's just have a listen. Very, very consistent, very nice. So I'm happy with that. Tail clicky is, what is it? I think it's some sort of steel, to be honest. Yeah, it's definitely not rubber, and definitely not plastic as well. Now, let's have a look at the battery. So you can open this from the head, and the battery here is a Sofirn rechargeable 21700 lithium ion 3.7 volt 5000 milliamp hour battery. This is an unprotected cell, so just be careful with it. And it is assembled. We have springs down at both ends, which is really nice. And it is assembled with positive side towards the head. Really nice action with the threads, easy to turn on, to screw up. And, oh, look, you've got a little symbol there to tell you that the positive side goes up, so that's important. And as I showed you before, that is the area where you charge it, so your little charging spot there. And this goes in fairly securely, so I'm very confident about the water resistance with that. I'm not a major fan of onboard charging because of things like when you bump it and it just opens up, but this does feel fairly secure. You'd have to pretty intentionally want to open that up, and it really slots in nicely. It's not like one of those ones where you pull it out and then it doesn't really slot back in after you pull it out the first time. That slots in really nicely, so I'm happy with that. All right, from end of tail cap to the end of the top area of the strike bezel, we've got 131.2 millimeters. Tail cap width comes in at 30.28 millimeters. Body width is brought in slightly at 26.36 millimeters. And the head kicks out at 31.95 millimeters. Now, let's see what 110 grams looks like with a battery included. So, with the battery, pocket clip, everything, whoa, we have 188.47 grams. So the battery weighs about 78 grams. And that's maybe why they didn't want to include it, because it is obviously a lot heavier with the battery in it. And it is a big, bulky torch. That's one thing that I'm not crazy about. I've used this last night outside. It's very, very nice. It has a great beam on it. Great lumen output, spread out fairly nicely and evenly. But it is a bulky light. It's actually not too big, to be honest. Like, look at that. It's not too big. But in terms of weight and bulk, there's a lot there. And that's where it kind of concerns me a little bit in terms of, would I actually carry this? Probably not. All right, so going over the UI. Single click. Now, that reminds me. So this light will automatically lock after 1 minute of no use. So if you don't use this for a minute, it will automatically lock. Now, single click, it gives you a bit of a flash that says, nah, I'm locked. So all you need to do, 1, 2, turns it back on, easy. So single click from when it's unlocked will turn it into your last output, and then press and hold will cycle it. Okay, so that's your lowest output there, which is eco mode. That is 50 lumens. That'll run for 45 hours. Press and hold, that there is 300 lumens. That will run for 11.5 hours. Press and hold, that there is 750 lumens, which will last for 5.3 hours. Press and hold, that's high. High is 1800 lumens, which will last for 1.85 hours. Now, if I cycle again, it's going to go down to low. So low, medium, high. Eco, low, medium, high. Sorry, not low. Eco, low, medium, high. If I want to get to turbo, I double click. 1, 2, gets to turbo. Turbo is a whopping 5,200 lumens, which you will get for 1.5 hours. It has a candela rating of 26,750. So that's a really, really whopping amount of light coming out of this. And as you'll see in the night shots, it really lights stuff up. Now, just holding it at the moment, doesn't seem to be getting too hot, but we will do a heat test in a little while. Now, did you see that? So from turbo, let's get it back to turbo. Single click brings it down to your last output before turbo, then single click turns it off. And I actually really like that because you've got the light, you're, looking around in high, and then you're like, oh, I need some turbo, 1, 2, and then, you've got turbo. Then you're thinking, no, I don't need that anymore. Single click brings you back down to high. I really like that piece of UI. Single click again, turns it off. If I want to lock it from off, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that locks it. So this light will automatically lock, as I said, so you just leave it for a minute and it automatically locks. But if you want to lock it straight away, 1, 2, 3, 4, Now, the way you unlock it is you do 2, 3, or 4 quick presses. So 1, 2, back to operational light. Now, from off, if you press and hold, you've got moonlight mode, which is 10 lumens. So it's really nice to have a 10 lumen output. So you can only get to that though from off when you press and hold. Otherwise, during your cycles, the lowest output you can get is 50 lumens there. But press and hold, bang, there's your 10 lumen output. Really, really nice 10 lumen output. And that will actually run for 300 hours, believe it or not. All right, let's do a heat test now because I want to see how hot this thing gets. So we'll get it on turbo. We'll do it for 1.5 minutes and we'll see how hot it gets. Ready, go. All right, so it stopped at 45.8 degrees Celsius. So that is the highest temperature I could get from it. And to be honest, it doesn't feel very hot. This is really interesting. 5,200 lumens coming out of this. I don't have a lumen tube. I can't check that. I should really invest in one. But if the specs are right with 5,200 lumens, that is really, really very impressive to not get too hot, to be honest. And it's just, oh man, so bright. All right, let's take it outside. Let's see how it goes in the darkness, and then we will come back for some final thoughts, prices, what I think of it, and I will link this in the description for where to buy. All right, so there's low on the Sofirn. It's not the ultra low, but low is good for outside, ultra low is good for inside. And now if I step up at the tree bush there it is. So getting the tree bush at 8 meters away. Sorry, no, it's 10 meters away. I've moved back 2. Is it getting the fence line at 15? Yes, it is. Now step up. Nice. So nice fence line action. Really, really good. Let's step up at the fence line again. Just adding some more light. Massive hotspot, consuming 80% of the volume of that tree bush. Crazy. Even the large tree over there. Let's step up here. Oh, we're turboing here. And then turbo, man. What a beast. Look at that. That's turbo for you. Lot of light. Massive hotspot. Brilliant surrounding light as well. Just brilliant. Look at that. It's getting the tree over there over 100 meters away. Whoa, nice. This thing is sick. There is too many cool lights coming out. It's hard to keep up. But this is awesome. All right. 1, 2, 3. Gross. Let's get that off. Come back for a bit of stepping action. All right. All right, we're out of here. See ya. All right, what do we think? First and foremost, this, I love the beam pattern of this light. I love the 5,200 lumen output is incredible. Just check it out again. Bang. Look at the size of that hotspot. Love the textured reflector. Love the deep carry pocket clip. I think I said several times, love the quality. Like it feels really robust and quality. The strike bezel, you could call it a strike bezel. I'm going to call it a strike bezel. I love it. I think it's great. Mineral glass. It does seem like there was a lot of effort put into this light, and so I want to give it the credit that it's due, basically, because this light is built very well. It performs very well. Don't really have too many downsides. I thought it would get hotter than it did, so something's right in the mechanics of it all as well. But for me, it's just a bit bulky, and this is a subjective comment now. I'm no longer being objective about the light. For me, it's a bit bulky. I am very much into my slender, smaller lights. That's just what I'm into. But as a kind of backpack light or something like that, this is great because it does feel like it's robust and it's going to stand up to a beating. If you're going to give it a beating or put it in your backpack or on the front of your backpack, clip it on, and it feels like it can deal with a bit of a beating. So that would be a use for me if I was going to use this light. I've got so many lights, so I'm not going to use this one specifically, but that doesn't mean it's not a great light. So look, go out and get it if you're interested. Otherwise, don't. The choice is yours. But either way, thanks very much for watching. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.